first, men need to understand that they will not get away with it, number one. Or women need to understand. I don't want to be sexist about it. Everybody is capable of harassment of any kind, right? So people need to understand that it won't be tolerated, number one. And then I think people need to be educated. You know, I'm not going to make excuses for these pigs in Hollywood who do disgusting things to women. However, I do think it's generations of men. These men clearly were brought up by older men, and they clearly watched other men, and they watched the behavior that they got away with. So for centuries and centuries, this behavior, these men have learned this behavior. And I think women have to also be responsible for the signals that we put out, for the messages that we put out, and the way we present ourselves. I've said in my article, and I'm not ashamed to say it, as an actor, you certainly go in a room with the idea that this director needs to fall in love with me to give me this part. And so as women, we flirt. I mean, I can really remember, my sister is sitting here, and I can remember being 5 years old at the candy store and batting my eyelashes to try to get a couple of extra pieces of penny candy on my way to kindergarten. I think we're aware of our power, especially women, we're aware of our power of seduction very early on. And we use it, and it comes in good handy, right? in a lot of instances, it does come in handy, but has to be a balance, and there has to be a line. But I do think we bear some responsibility. Not all, but it takes two to tango, for sure. And that's not to blame the victims. That's just to say, I did go into a room with Harvey Weinstein. I sat at a table with him. I had probably a 2.5-hour conversation with him. He never said anything inappropriate to me. He never made any sort of physical advance to me. I wasn't in the room alone with him. I had been sent there by an agent in the middle of the daytime. I didn't think there was anything wrong. I wouldn't have gone into that room at night. But he did nothing inappropriate toward me. Now, had he, I would have picked up that glass and smashed him across the side of the face with it. So, I mean, you know, it's all what we're willing to tolerate, and our self-esteem, and what are we going to put up with, and what are we going to compromise to be liked, to be loved, to be accepted? How bad do you want to be in show business?